Yep. So first off, just want to thank all the subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Much love. Today I want to break down the movie Dog Pound. I never saw this movie, so it's the first time watching it. So I'll give my opinion on it. I'm gonna break down what I thought of the because it's based in a youth correctional facility. So I'm gonna break down what I thought of the youth correctional facility. I'm gonna break down what I thought of the characters and the story in general. Cool. So first thing we see the minors or the youth committing their crimes. And this cat right here, Butch, this motherfucker has a lot of issues, like a lot of anger issues. He just like he can't control his anger. He's nuts. Um, so yeah, he ends up ripping the eye out of a correctional officer. So yeah, he's tripping. Then it breaks down the crimes. So it tells you what they get busted for. Butch is busted for assaulting a correctional officer. Davis busted for possession of narcotics with intent to resell, and then Angel is busted for assault and auto theft. So Angel's crime was pretty like it was pretty out there. What he did is he ended up stabbing somebody in the leg when they were trying to steal their car. Not really carjacking because the guy pulled over. One guy jumped in the car, so there wasn't any violence there. But he tried to stop him, held him down. He ended up stabbing him in the leg. So you could see Angel and Butch are kind of violent in what they do, and their crimes were kind of violent. But Davis doesn't really seem that violent. You know what I mean? Like his crime is just selling drugs. I really don't think drugs should even be illegal, to tell you the truth, but that's just my opinion. So this right here was I thought it was an important part because it shows where they're at now. They're in jail. They no longer have freedom of any kind of freedom, or they have don't have any really kind of ownership of anything, not even of their body. So at any point, the staff will tell you what to do with your body, what they want. I mean, they could tell you they bed squat and cough or squat and cough. My bad. You have to do it. You know, so it's crazy. Like nothing is in their possession. They don't own anything. So I thought that was an important part. So from there they get dressed. They end up hitting the dorm, and they got their boxes. It's kind of like SR. You know, when you go to SR, it's like you take your box, hit your spot. So when you first get there, even when you get to Nellis, they ship you out of SR or NR, wherever you're coming from, with a box. So it's like, where are you going? You know, it's like that shit's going with you. That's everything that's yours is in that box. And even then, like I said, it's not really their possessions. Like they keep them, but the staff could take them at any time. Anything that's theirs could be taken away. That's jail. Jail fucking sucks. Then we meet this cat right here. This is Banks. Banks is fucking crazy. And I thought, like, man, this guy is really good actor. Like, he's really selling this shit. Like, I believe he's a fucking bully. He seems like a jailhouse bully, right? Part of the reason why I think it was so believable is the actor. I ended up looking him up to see what else he was in. And he actually is in prison for, like, he was involved in a homicide. So he's in prison now. He was involved in a homicide. It was like a drug deal gone bad. So yeah, I was just like, oh shit, that's crazy. So yeah, he's no, he's real. He really pulls it off though. Like you believe this motherfucker's just going around like pushing his weight, doing what he has to do. So first thing that they notice is Davis has new shoes. They ask him how he got the shoes. He says hustling and shit. He was out there slanging. So he got some new shoes, and you know, Banks wants them, and Banks tells him, what size shoe are you? If you're in a correctional facility, anyone ever ask you what size shoe you are, you take flight. There's no need for them to know that information. Unless they're going to buy you shoes. You can buy me some shoes, motherfucker? It's like, no, then don't worry about it. Why the fuck you need to know? So it's like, that's how you should answer. But this guy's like, oh, I'm an 8. It's like, dog. And then they accuse him of lying. And fuck, man. So his shoes end up becoming Butch's shoes. Guess what happens to old Butch's shoes? They go to Davis. Davis has to walk around with these motherfuckers. Who knows where the hell they've been at? So yeah, and then Butch is over here spitting on people. This is the part I don't understand in these movies, why they do this. Like when somebody rolls up, you automatically assume they're leva. You automatically assume they're lame. Like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. You're gonna size them up first. You're gonna check out what's going on with them. I've never been anywhere where they try to punk you off the bat because motherfuckers like they'll take off on you. So I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this. So that was kind of weird to me. Like, damn. So but they're spitting on this cat, and you can see he's getting angry. Like I said, this motherfucker has some anger issues. Like I believe that shit too. I bought into it. Like this motherfucker's angry. Well, they want to kind of put him in line. You know what I mean? Like this fool could go off, so we're gonna put him in line. So they end up in the night, Butch and his two fucking cronies, his two stooges, they end up fucking holding him down while Butch just wails on this fool, start taking off on him. He ends up getting a black eye. They tell him like you need a snitch on them. He's like, nah, I ain't snitching. He ends up going to lock up for that shit. So yeah, and while he's at lockup, fucking Davis, man. So Davis is so naive. He doesn't belong in this place. Like I said, they push up on him at first, Butch and his little fucking goons, and now they're making it seem like they're friends with him, and they give him some shit he doesn't even know what it is, and he ends up sniffing it. Why are you chilling with these fools? First of all, why are you allowing you to be like, man, fuck you fools, I'm bounty. Like, nah, I don't want your shit. Like, don't think that they're coming in friendship. They've already stole your shoes. These fools are not your friends, dog. So I don't understand Davis's thing here, but he wants to be accepted. He wants to be cool. He wants to be part of that. Oh, maybe if I do this, they'll be cool with me. Like, dog, they are never gonna be cool with you. These motherfuckers are assholes. So he ends up taking this drug. He doesn't even know what it is, and he ends up on the ground like tripping. And this motherfucker is doing the fish, all kinds of crazy shit, crawling and shit. Like, what the fuck is he doing? Like on straight zombie mode. You know what I mean? So he's tripping. They end up getting out of lockup. He goes to lockup. They end up getting out of lockup together. They try to fuck with the. Butch here. His Banks's goons are downstairs. They try to fuck with them. He ain't taking that shit. He whoops the shit out of one. Bing, 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 bing. Fucks that fool up. Then he tells him, "Hey, where's Butch?" His homeboy gives him up. Oh, he's upstairs. Punk ass shit. So he goes upstairs, and he ain't playing. Look, Banks is right here, just like taking a piss, thinking everything's cool. Hell nah. Butch is like, ain't everything cool, dog? Like, I'm about to fuck you up. So he goes in there and whoops the shit out of him. Just beats the shit out of him. And that's what I said earlier. There's no way you can just start thinking you could punk people, think you could spit on people, thinking you could fuck them up in the middle of the night. I think nothing's going to happen to you. Like, oh yeah, you're just going to be comfortable, dog. You are not going to live a comfortable life. He didn't size him up. He didn't do anything. So this is the last time we actually see Banks. He's gone for the rest of the movie. Davis ends up taking his shoes back. And yeah, so now these guys are like they're not really top dogs, but like people don't fuck with them because they know Butch is a fucking loose cannon. That fool's crazy. You have the teacher here, and she everybody's in love with her in the movie and shit. But she's trying to get them to control their anger. She's trying to be relatable, telling them I lost my temper in traffic or whatever. Like her problems are way different from their problems. So she's not gonna relate to them, right? And this reminds me of jail so much because out of nowhere you have two cats just getting into it, right? So it's something so small, like, but they end up like clowning at first, and then bam, they don't like the way the shots are aimed at each other, and they start getting into it. You see that shit a lot in Nellis and in YTS. When I was there, even in SR too. Nellis was probably the most crazy place to see it because that shit was instant. Like, you're in the dorm, so people got into it, they're getting down right away. Like right away. There's no waiting. There's no none of that shit. Like, my bad. As soon as they woof, like they're getting down. And YTS, a lot of the times you would miss the fights because they'd woof through the door. And then as soon as their door's racked, bam, they're coming out and they're chunking them. So sometimes you can't even see that shit. You mean? It's probably better anyways that way because when they start fogging them, like you don't have to smell that shit too much. So, but yeah, that's how they end up getting down. It's crazy because like That's how kids are. They all have chips on their shoulder. None of them want to be vulnerable. None of them want to put out the information that they think is going to make them look weak. So yeah, they just start clowning each other, and that's what happens. Then they got to be violent to show how macho they are, show how manly they are. You're not taking my masculinity kind of thing. It ends up going to another part where Butch has. It turns out the guy whose eye he ripped out, they aren't tripping on that anymore, because that guy was like assaulting kids and shit. So yeah. So Butch is gonna be a free man in 2 weeks if he doesn't behave. If he behaves. But the weird thing to me is this. Okay, so that's kind of weird. Like, this fool ripped somebody's eye out. I don't get, like, they said it was self defense. I don't know. Like, I don't know. You can't. I don't think you just rip people's eye out in self defense. But what do I know? I'm not a lawyer. But yeah. So they said you should be out this week if that didn't happen. Why the fuck aren't you guys letting him out then? They're giving a stipulation. Well, if you do good for 2 weeks, we'll let you out. It's like, nah, fuck that. I'm supposed to be out already. Like, what the hell? Like, to me, I don't understand both of those parts. How you could just rip someone's eye out in self-defense, unless, well, I guess there is a way. But if you're on top of them, I don't see it. But if they have you right here and they're choking you and you rip their eye out, I guess there's ways it could happen. But I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? But and he's supposed to be out. So why the fuck why won't they let him out? 2 weeks to do good and we'll let you out. Nah, fuck that shit. My time's up. Let me out of here. But yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't have any say so anyways. Youth correctional facilities, they could really do whatever they want anyway. At least that's my experience with it. Like, they can make that shit up as they go along. Nah, you have to stay here because of this. So they're in a painting, right? They're painting and they're kids. They're clowning. They end up painting some like figure on the wall, like that Davis is talking about a girl he was with. They painting them, they're laughing, they're having a good old time and shit. And then you have this fucking asshole over here. Hold on, here he comes right here. Where's he at? There he is. This fucking dick. He had a bad day. I could understand though. It's kind of crazy though, because it does show youth correctional officers and correctional officers in general are people. They have lives, right? So in his life, things aren't going too well because he wanted to go to this party for his daughter, but the main guy, the senior's like, nah, fuck no, you ain't going anywhere. You're gonna be here. And he's like, dog, I've been trying to do this for a while. Like, he don't care. He said, this is your job. This is what you signed up for, boy. You better watch these motherfuckers. So he's angry, and Angel ends up taking the rap for it. Like, I did that shit. So he ends up getting into it with him, and fucking like kind of gets really aggressive with him. Like, this fool didn't even assault nobody. All he did was fucking, he's asked to paint. You could paint over that shit. It's like, chill out. Well, he ends up fucking banging his head. Like, he throws him and he bangs his head against the wall. And yeah, so now fuck, everybody's all pissed off, right? The meds that are coming, they're taking him away. They take Butch away. So look at these two motherfuckers. See, like, they're in jail. It's predator or prey, right? So they were prey. The big prey was taken out. Angel's like a little homie. Angel, to me, remind me of that cat who's like a little homie who's down for whatever. He's not the biggest cat. He's not the hardest cat, but he's gonna handle his business. He does has anger issues, and he's gonna let off whenever he can. Right? That reminds me of that's how Angel reminded me of. So they nobody really fucked with Angel. Like, I didn't really see him get fucked with throughout the movie. Butch was a fucking crazy psychopath. So him and Angel kind of clicked, and they kind of like, I think they just kind of had love for Davis just because they rolled up with him. So but them leaving, right? Angel going to the hospital, Butch getting taken out there. Now it looks like Davis is all alone, and those two cats were scheming, plotting. All right, it's their time to seek revenge, retaliation. This motherfucker over here, he's crying. Oh shit! He ends up calling and find out. Unfortunately, Angel passed away. Like, this motherfucker killed him, and I didn't see any remorse. Like, oh man, I killed somebody. I think he was more concerned about his job. That's the way it looked to me. I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be another way, but that's the way I seen it. So yeah, he ends up finding out Angel's dead, and then those two stooges, Butch's stooges, who were plotting on Davis and him, like, taking that shit too far. You know what I mean? Like they took advantage of homie being by himself. Like I said, Davis did not belong there. If you ask me, if I were a judge, there's no way I'm sending this kid for having fucking drugs. Like I said, I don't think drugs should be illegal. Yes, but that's just my opinion. But this is what happens. He's not a tough guy. He doesn't have those same anger issues. He doesn't. He deals with things in a different way, where he's gonna self medicate. So, but yeah, he ends up unfortunately going with people who are angry and predatory, and this is what ends up happening to him. So Angel ends up dying, like I said, and the kids are pissed, so they kick that shit off. Riot time, like we're kicking it off. They end up fucking the staff up too. There's a couple staff that get fucked up until they come with like the goon squad comes with their fucking shields and like the riot squad and shit. And it's crazy because I was thinking about it, like, man, if this shit was real life, a lot of these kids would have got cases, like court cases, DA referrals, because they're fucking the staff up. They're bombing on staff. They're doing all kinds of crazy shit. I'm like, damn, these fools are picking up charges like a motherfucker. So I was tripping out on that. Like, these fools, like, they're going to the joint. But yeah, so they end up finding out a way for Butch to get out. Right? One of his boys tells him, just go, just go. And it's crazy because at this point, it seems like he has this calm. It seems like that anger is kind of gone. He's kind of relieved. He feels free. It's like, yeah, I'm out here. Kind of like I made it. I'm chilling. And it just seems like he's at peace. For the first time throughout the whole movie, it looks like he's at peace. And unfortunately, that does not last long because the cops end up breaking his leg and fucking him up. And that's the end of the story right there. That's it. And so what do I have to say? I would say that this movie is very relatable. A lot of the topics that come up, yeah, they were kind of like YA. A lot of them were where you have these cats that didn't size somebody up the right way. They moved too quick and they end up getting fucked up. You have cats that were willing to retaliate. You had a gang of people that were angry. You have people that would get down for anything. Like, a lot of that was true. Stealing of the shoes, people getting jacked, people getting raped. You seen all of that, and all of that was happening in Nellis when I was there. So yeah, the movie does have some authentic parts to it. There were other parts, like I said, where homies Banks and his boys are spitting on people out of nowhere. Like, dog, you don't do that. You never do that. Never once have I ever thought, oh, this fool, I'm just gonna spit on some random cat I don't even know for no reason just because he's new. You're about to get stabbed. Something's gonna happen to you. So those parts were like kind of stretch, kind of a stretch. But everything else, like, even you could see how the teachers who try to teach them, the COs that try to talk to them, none of them they fucking related to the kids, so it was hard for them. It was hard for them to rehabilitate them. So for me, what I'd say is this is a great movie. The acting was cool, was really good. The kids actors were great actors. The plot was pretty cool too. This is shit that happens in jail, and so I'd say it's a great movie. I would highly recommend it. This wasn't a movie I saw beforehand, so I appreciate you guys recommending this to me. And we're done with the movies that I said we were going to do, which was Blood In, Blood Out, Boulevard Nights, Mi Vida Loca, Bad Boys, and Dog Pound. So it's time to recommend some new movies, and we'll go ahead and check them out. I appreciate you guys. And with that, we out. Peace.